Hey guys, so this video is going to be on how to get your dog in tune with you. It could be a number of reasons. It could be you just got out of your car at the park and you need to slow your dog's brain down before you go play fetch or something like that with your dog, or just walk around the park. It's really good to just do a check-in with your dog. If your dog is pushing the heel, this is really good to do, and then you can do it off of distractions. But don't only do it when it's hard. Make sure you also practice it. This is ridiculous. Sorry. Make sure you also practice it when it's easy. All right, so engagement work with Theo. So I am doing several things all at once. I've got body language. I'm finding lowest motivational level on Ecollar taps, leash pressure, and a verbal let's go.
These tend to get him amped up, so I thought he'd be good. Let's go. You're supposed to calm them down. So he's actually kind of moving with me, so I'm gonna get rid of leash. Let's go. Good.
So I weaned off of leash right here. It was just the verbal let's go, me moving, and then the Ecollar tap.
Let's go. Let's go. Good.
So let's unpack what that was. So you see me move in towards Theo. That's because I am trying to keep the leash loose and not use leash. So I take the time to move in with Theo so that leash doesn't go taut, and I scroll up on my e-collar levels for my second let's go. I'm trying to find lowest motivational level possible to get him to disengage without relying on leash. That is the goal. So right here, didn't work. So then I move into him as I'm scrolling up, and then I repeat let's go at a higher level, and then I move. So that second level, whatever I was at, probably from like a 10 to an 18, got his attention. And that's what I was doing right there. It's like a choreographed dance, guys. So I want to get rid of my leash guidance if I can. And there's nothing dangerous around here, so I'm able to work on that.
Let's go. Good. Now I want to try to get rid of verbal. And just tap. Good. And I want to mark it with a good. 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 That was a weird way because he's distracted with something below him. Let's go. Good. Good. Now I'm going to get rid of my tap. He's moving with me. Good. That went from a 10 to a 16. You can't see your eyes. You're not 25. Good. Good. So now I want him to stop when I stop. So I've got my moves in. He's doing really good. He's responding. He's in tune with me. So now I'm going to layer on stop when I stop. And I'm going to start with body language, tap, leash if needed. No verbal. You could say sit if you want, but I prefer you not try to use obedience to overcome the brain. Get the brain settled first. Let's go. That was a 12. Let's go. Good. 27. Again, a tap and body. Good. Good job. Good. So hard. So that second look, I did tap it a 10. And it's just a tap on the shoulder just to keep him moving with me. Let's switch. She might have some different challenges. See? Good. Down.
For anyone wondering, Theo does understand e-collar. That's important for this exercise, but he's very new to his listening skills and his obedience skills with distractions.
Hang out there with him. I'll sit here. I'm going to start trying not to use leash right away. Let's go. Good. The 10. 10. 10. 8. Sit. Good. That was a 10, which was underwhelming. It was not high enough for that moment. That was a 10, body language and leash. Let's go. Keep trying. Good. Good. So I'm using the leash. I'm holding her back of it so I can move into her face. Like that. So I'm changing her trajectory, her eye line. You can't do this if your dog is already out there, right? I can't do that. So it has to be when the dog barely inches forward. Or is just hyper focused on something. Good, yeah, you're doing good. Good job. Good. That's not a teardrop. I'm not teardropping it out, holding back and around. It doesn't teach the dog anything. I'm actually kind of moving through the dog, almost on the same line that the dog was walking is where I need to be walking. So I'm moving in. She's still pushing up against my leg, so I'm going to be a bit firmer with her this time. She still doesn't get it. She's still pushing into me. Let's go. Good girl. So I'm going to give her a little bit more help with the leash. Hey, good. Out to the side. Good. There's another pattern.
We don't use pops like this a lot. Dogs get really used to it and it just kind of falls on deaf ears. We do mostly guidance, e-collar, body language. And then when we do add something like this in, because the dog is just really pushing through, and we want to change up the game, it's the element of surprise. Okay, that's the important factor here. That's why she has a big reaction, and because she's actually pretty sensitive to leash stuff. So that's in our favor. But I really wanted to show you the mechanics of this. So you cannot surprise a dog with any sort of leash communication, whether it's a correction or communication. You cannot do it with a tight leash. So if your leash is tight, you have to actually give slack. Look at that. You have to give slack. Give the clean pop and then back to slack again immediately. And look, it stays slack. That's so important. But she kept moving. I didn't pull her. That's so important. Sometimes people will give a correction and then they'll pull their dog and it just makes their dog feel like they can't win, and it's frustrating for the dog. So I just cannot express this enough. If you're going to try, starting to add in like a crisp correction like that, you have to make sure it's loose once the dog starts to follow you. Even if it's slowly, it's okay. Encourage them through it. A lot of dogs don't understand what it's like to even be on a leash, let alone be corrected by a leash. They just pull all the time. So this is really going to surprise them. And we might do light little pops of the leash just for a little bit of communication, just really gentle, like, hey, look over here or look away from that, or something like this, which is meant to surprise them. And look how much better her turns were after that and how much more receptive she was to me. Now, some dogs are just going to tune this out. It'll just be something else that you can, mix up to add to your tool belt to mix things up a bit. But for her, because she is more sensitive to pops, it's really useful.
Nice. Good. That was great. Good. 28. Good job. Basically, as soon as I pet her, she honed in.